This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me at CGB, and today in the arena we're checking in on Black-White Yorion, the Orzhov Doom Foretold Yorion 80 card pile with a few new cards. We're trying out 4 copies of Eliminate for a new removal spell and 4 copies of Solemn Simulacrum. For me, the place where this deck fails is when it's just falling behind on the board all the time. It does feel like that is the experience I have with this deck, that the opponent has more land than me, they're doing more powerful things than me. And I'm hoping that Solemn's little bit of ramp combined with Yorion to get more lands so that we can do more powerful things with all of our lands and have more mana available. I'm hoping that can pay off and help us keep up with ramp decks and things of that nature. Also, I hope these rats really tear apart the hands of decks that run Ugin, and I hope that cards like Oath of Kaya and Kaya Orzhov Usurper tear apart decks that want to burn our face and cat oven us to death. This deck has all the tools. What it's really missing, honestly, most of the time, is a little bit of card draw. I'm hoping the extra value from the Sad Robot will carry it in that regard. It's also a weird chess match because on one hand, Doom Foretold eats your permanents, and on the other hand, Yorion wants those permanents around to blink, and both have to navigate when the opponent might drop an Ugin and exile everything. So it's a fun little puzzle of a deck, and I still find it really enjoyable to play. So we're going to give it a shot in Diamond for today and see how it goes. Not a lot else to say on this one. It's a pretty small update from the last list, but it's one of my favorites. So let's dive in and let the nonsense begin. This hand's a keeper. We got the Prince blessing to get some cards. See how it goes. Solemn. We'll draw the land, right? We'll get there. So we could scry, but I don't really care what I draw. I'll just gain the life. Life seems to be pretty important in Magic right now, when you can pick it up for free. Let's just get straight to a fresh draw 3, shall we? We're not under pressure, so a draw 3 seems pretty nice. Alright, looks like we have to deal with the ramp deck. We have no discard effects, and if we don't find them, we're probably going to get torn apart. But we do have Elspeth Conquers Death, which is pretty good. We play the Solemn here because more land, more options. Opponent plays Nissa here. Easy choice. Opponent wants to come at me with no blocks. That's fine. We can Oath of Kaya this land eventually. They're going to slam a Grazer. Alright. Can also double block this. Doom Foretold would hit the Grazer here. Yeah. Let's ECD.
Protect you anymore.
And let's not attack. Land drop for next turn is nice, but we do want to get some blocks so that we have something in the graveyard for Elspeth Conquers Death. And we're working on getting our way to a Yorion. Probably looking for a Doom Foretold and an Oath of Kaya next turn, but we'll see what the opponent does. Ramp. The answer is ramp, and ramp is the answer. So if the opponent's going to locate, cast Ugin, try to exile all of our toys, we want to try to get to where we can Charming Prince loop a Yorion first so that none of our stuff is in play on their turn. But we might only have one more turn until that happens, and it's not like we can really avoid putting permanents on the battlefield. And we didn't draw any discard effects, so we haven't been able to impact their hand. Go in for Doom. Kind of sucks if they blow everything sky high. We could also get a Yorion here and be set for next turn. I guess I'll do that. In tournament lists, Ugin the Spirit Dragon has been a 1 of or a 2 of, because in tournaments you have interaction for the 8 mana sorcery speed effect. In best of 1, people are still playing decks that pretty much play Ugin as quickly and fast as possible and hope that is the end of the game. So I still have to be really cognizant of Ugin, but it's a Krasis, which I'm pretty happy to see. So we sacrifice a creature because we want to get it back with Elspeth Conquers Death. The Solemn is just loaded with value here. We find another Yorion. Let's put a counter on you. Go find what? Plains? Don't think it matters too much, but bonus land. Gotta love it. And now there's a 6/6 that we have to think about, but we still have the Doom Foretold. If we take out the Grazer, the 6/6 will die. But then we can't also play the Yorion. So Yorion will have to wait. In the meantime, I suppose we can make even more mana. Plus having 2 Solemns on the battlefield with power and toughness, it makes life harder for Ugin if the opponent pulls it off. Bye-bye, Krasis. Time wipe. Okay. Still a lot of value, but I guess you've got to do something. The opponent sweeps here, because what else can they do? That is land. Sacrifice the Blessing. It's done enough. I know that there's a casual draw 3 waiting there with Yorion, but our life total is pretty low and our hand is full anyway. There's a good draw. Finally, we get to attack the opponent's hand. Alright, down goes... Is that Nissa you just discarded? Ooh, what's going on here? Alright, let's also play an Omen of the Sun. And a Yorion. Get a whole bunch of value this way. 3 points for your face. Discard another card. Another Nissa. And now Doom Foretold goes off. Discard another card. We weren't able to get all of them. A Krasis? Wow. And they kept Ugin. Okay. That's okay. We lose a lot of goodies. But we can take Ugin out. We can take Ugin out with Oath of Kaya, actually. And I guess we have some stuff in the graveyard to get back anyway, but... What else can Elspeth Conquers Death kill? Another Nissa? The opponent discarded 2 and we exiled 1. I think we play the Oath of Kaya. Just pick you off. Play the Yorion. Blink the Oath of Kaya, get aggressive. We're on the Oath Burn plan. Well, our opponent is proving that they are adept at drawing magic cards from the top of their library. Let's see if this is good enough. I'm guessing the opponent has their own Elspeth Conquers Death, and that it won't be good enough. Let's find out. Castle's really good at this stage. This is the part of the game where the person with the castle gets favored. Oh, that's a great draw, though. A great draw into more. Keep it coming. Fenlurker, give me that card. Plains exiled, okay. So 3 mana can draw us a card, or it can go face. Let's hang on to this. Fenlurker, by the way, we do not have a small amount of mana. This is a real card that with a pump ability all of a sudden. Why didn't I cycle this on my turn? Look at that. Wow, we have a game. We have a very real game going here. Our opponent not going quietly into the night, refusing to vanish without a fight. Raises out of there. What do we get out of the graveyard? I guess I'll take a prince and fight their hand. $26 life? Yeah. I mean, our life total will start falling really quickly if we're not super careful, but at this point, like, we're just flooding out. We've got to draw some resources. And there's another Elspeth Conquers Death, another Oath of Kaya. Alright. I've just got to do stuff. I've got to keep the pressure on the opponent, or they're just going to use their castle, go through their deck, and draw a million awesome things that are going to beat me. Grazer down. All for Elspeth Conquers Death, by the way. What are you going to target?
We are but motes in a vast multiverse.
Okay, you're gonna make a dork.
Truth lies beyond vision.
And then you're going to shatter the sky. Weird. Not how I'd do it. I'd make the dork after, but who knows? That's a draw. That is a card that can come off the top of your library at any point. Get rid of that Ugin.
I will seek other.
We are down to 12. This can stay. Oh, should have played it second then. I cost myself 2 life for no reason. Time to slow down. I'm getting a bit too much into a rhythm. Interplanar Beacon. Now we know what a super friendly deck you are. I kind of hope you kill the Yorion, because then I can at least bring it out of the graveyard, which has been an issue. Our Yorions have been getting exiled. It's been rough. Uro is here. And we don't have a way to hate on the graveyard right now. And the opponent's graveyard, pretty stacked. But Uro's stuck there. Oh wait, we have the Kaya. We're gonna be okay. So do I draw a card here? I think that's way too aggressive. Coward stream confirmed. So 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, and we could play another blessing if we wanted another blessing. Plenty of library to go. So I think that's pretty good. Is there any sequencing that makes sense? Blessing should definitely be last if we do it. Let's start with the rat. The opponent has a decision to make. So let's make them make the decision with less information. All right, Growth Spiral, good choice. Here's Kaya. Let's start taking away things that the opponent could get back.
I like a good fight.
Ugin being a good one, and Uro being the most pressing one.
You better watch your back from here on out.
Are inevitable.
You only gain 2 life for if at least one creature is exiled, so you always want to do one creature, one other thing if you're trying to maximize the amount of life you can gain from the card. Let's play Second Oath. Shoot that down.
Another time.
Solemn Simulacrum. Another land. Third Blessing. What's coming back? Yorion's coming back. How many cards do we actually need? Who has the guts for the third blessing? This guy. This guy has the guts for the third blessing. Because if you're going to put... All rats. If you're going to put your foot on the throat of a deck as powerful as Bant Ramp, you gotta be willing to go the distance. Look at that. See what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. You've got to be willing to put your foot on their throat. Because they will fight till the end. Solemn, little robot that could, good job.
Proceed in my stead.
Next we have to decide, I think we put out one of these because we can pump it, but I think we're going to hold the other rats for when they top deck the Hydroid Krasis, right? Ten life for me, 2 scries to the bottom. I think that's the 3rd Ugin we've endured. And there are 3 Krasis in the graveyard, and there's at least 3 Nissa. Oh, man. Alright. Do I draw? I don't think so. I'm low enough. It's scary. Alright. Hit him with the Fen. They top deck the Fountain. Cool. Hit him as hard as we can with the Fen. Just doing this now to make sure I don't accidentally miscount, play this untapped or tapped when I shouldn't. Down to 4. They forgot the upkeep scry that time. They were tilted. Tilted that I survived their Ugins. We have Eliminate and a Rat and some Doom. Could be good. We're on the draw. Might be too slow. We'll find out. The mana is sketchy. If we draw a land, it gets a lot better, because we can turn 1 passage, turn 2, 3 untap, turn 4 untap. All the 6 keep, edgy on 1. Rip. Alright, so we want a swamp in case we draw a Fen Lurker and want to play it. The good news is we have Eliminate, so we'll see if they get value from this Edgewall Innkeeper immediately. Bone Crusher Giant alert. I do have an Oath of Kaya for that, but anyway, kill the little card advantage machine. Kill it. Hopefully our rats can get a good block in. Looks like Gruul Adventure aggro. Maybe still Teamer Adventures with a bad draw. Do it, little rat friend. Make the opponent discard their beloved toys. Okay, still is Teamer Adventures. Is that a bad matchup? How do I deal with a Clover? I don't know if I do. Doom Foretold, I suppose. Brazen Borrower is a real headache for that card. But the opponent just had to discard 1. The good news is that deck, it tries to be aggressive, but it struggles. Oh, wow. Oh my. Okay, that is a 6-card hand that you can draw, and we're not even hitting land drop number 4 for the Doom. Not that we'd want to there anyway. So let's see. Opponent playing off the top. If they draw a Fae of Wishes, I might cry. Alright. We're fine. We are just fine. Get those Clovers. Get them off the battlefield quickly before they destroy me. Alright. So we want Doom to eat the Clover and then be around for another turn. So let's play the Prince. Scry. Do not need all that, thank you. Thank you for scrying those away. We could play another rat just to make sure the Doom sticks around. The opponent doesn't have a hand, so I don't know if this gets any better. We could have also drawn the Yorion, but I think here making sure that our Doom goes off in our favor is a big deal. Because if the opponent just drew a Bone Crusher Giant, remove the Prince, we lose Doom. They've drawn 3 straight lands off the top after slamming Double Clover. So things went our way in that respect. Now Doom goes off in our favor. We even draw a playable in Omen of the Sun. 4 straight lands for the opponent. Oof. It was scary at the beginning, but their hand did not pan out. Let's start the loop. That's not what I meant, but there you go. I meant to play this. Oopsie daisy. But now it's on the field, and Yorion can just start looping with it. Oh man. My bad. This hand has some early removal, and a Treacherous Blessing for a refill. Looks like a keeper. Gutter Bones is here. So the opponent on that beatdown plan will keep an ECD. Something's got to get rid of a Mayhem Devil. Witch's Oven. Well, we are way behind now. Our Oath of Kaya won't gain any life. Let's go ahead and strike away this Gutter Bones. We're going to need to draw a Kaya. There's only 2 in the deck. I wouldn't call the odds of that particularly great. Opponent's hand is very good so far for the matchup. Alright, they've got the Footlight Fiend, they've got another cat, they've got 1-drops for days, and none of them are things I can really target. Omen of the Sun's not a bad one. Give me a few blockers. They're on to land, so we'll see if they also have a devil. They don't play one here. Now, how do we get the opponent to use their oven? I guess blocking the cats would do. If they use their oven, the Oath of Kaya can strike something and gain the life. If they don't play a Woe Strider or something of that nature. There's the devil. Alright, that's what we have to shoot. Opponent impatient with the cat. Good to know. We'll keep an eye on that for later. Maybe we can trick them into a bad play because they're impatient with their cat. Their last card's probably a Claim or another devil. Maybe a Call the Death Dweller. Butcher, alright. Oh, okay. I'm wrong. It happens. So now we don't have a target for this Elspeth Conquers Death. I think what we do is we play this Fenlurker and we get back our Yorion and get life and a whole bunch of resources from it. Opponent should sacrifice the Footlight Fiend, I think, and take out the Fenlurker so that the Butcher can get in. Otherwise, it's a pretty easy block on the Butcher. Looks like they missed that line. I don't think saving the Fenlurker is really very useful. And I don't think trading it for one of the 1/1s is very useful either. But keeping the Butcher from growing and becoming more of a pest, I like that. Doom Foretold. Not a very good card against our opponent right now. Let's go for the Yorion. See how the opponent wants to use their Witch's Oven. Do we get the Butcher off the field, or do we gain the life? I think getting the Butcher dead is the answer. We don't gain the life, but I think that's more important. Down to 7. Back up to 9. And now we have a board presence that's much harder to attack. Opponent should wait with the cat, unless they plan to attack this turn for some reason. Maybe they just plan to turn everything sideways no matter what. Mono red mage discovering Rakdos. Wow, claim. Yeah, mono red mage discovering Rakdos confirmed. Alright, we don't want to block one of these. We want to force them to put that in the oven. If we block here, they might target it with that, but I think they'll just go face. So I guess it's this. Down to 4. We're on limited time. The opponent, I mean, I guess putting a cat in their graveyard was a mistake, but I think it's an extra damage no matter what I do. Sad rat. Let's get Doom for Toll going. Am I just dead? I go to 3. They attack with all. I think I'm dead. It's a little too late. So, block, block, block. If they give up a creature here, well, that's an extra damage as long as they make a food. So I go to 2. I do have to block one of the fiends. I can't block it without killing it, so I go to 1. So then all they have to do is Oven Cat. Good hand, good removal. If we're going to be on the draw, possibly playing mono red, this is where you'd like to be. It's like they wear it on their sleeve, what they're playing. Weird. Classic red mage. Everybody's fave, the Steamkin. I guess we will see if the opponent goes for a Rimrock Knight. I don't think they can punish us for playing this at instant speed. Robber of the Rich. And Tin Street Dodger. Well, I could take out the Robber of the Rich and then Oath of Kaya the Steamkin. That way the opponent doesn't get a chance to steal something cool from me. But we are flooding. Solemn's okay for next turn, I think, but we might just end up way behind if the opponent has like Annex or Torbrand into Embercleave. It's kind of scary. The Oath on board is nice with a Yorion. Hopefully we can get there. If the opponent takes a turn to light up the stage, and it's not a great light up the stage, we're pretty happy. Yeah, a couple of haste creatures. Okay. And they miss on land. Okay. Kai is nice. Eventually she can exile some of these small creatures. Let's go get a Solemn. Increase our resources. Make the opponent have to remove the Solemn if they want to attack cleanly. We're also at 4 cards and they're at 4 cards. And they have a Fervent in exile. Okay, they drew the land, so they're still going to get to use the Robber. But do they have the removal? This feels like an Embercleave. Otherwise they'd have activated the Dodger. So we'll block the Dodger. Make the opponent cleave over there if they want to kill the Solemn. They might choose to deny me a card. I wanted that Charming Prince. Yeah, they're really tanking on how to use this Embercleave, and they've decided they're going to kill the Solemn. Make it a good card, please. It's a card. Could have used it earlier. Have to settle for it now. Another Kaya isn't bad. So, we can play this Kaya. Exile the Dodger. The opponent will have to attack this Kaya. Another Fenlurker hits the hand. Or we could get the Yorion. Having the Yorion available with the Oath of Kaya seems pretty good. This part I'm sure about.
I can get rid of. Am I dematerializing?
Ooh, we could also play the other Kaya and exile the Fervent Champion so there's no free equip. The free equip is a bit of a pain here. But getting the opponent to attack this one is pretty good too. No, I think we do want to deny the free equip. Then we're still 2 turns away from getting Yorion and playing Yorion. How much do I take here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they do the free equip, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're at 13. Let's get the Yorion. I don't think they're going to kill me here. And if they take out Kaya, we get the Kaya Oath of Kaya Drain. And then we get the Oath of Kaya Gain next turn. And we get Fenlurker to attack their hand. Now, what I wish I had done, I wish I had blocked the Fervent Champion with the Solemn. They put the Embercleave there, then we exile the Fervent Champion, and then they have to pay mana here. That would have been better. I wish I could have done that. I wish I could redo it differently. Something to keep in mind for next turn. The opponent hits Elspeth Conquers Death. If they have the 5th land, that's not good. They don't have the 5th land yet. They play a Charming Prince. They don't play the Annex. Interesting. If I find my own Charming Prince, I can get back this Prince because it says creature you own. Just fun little tidbit for you people out there. Land off the top ain't it, though. Let's wipe out their hand. Another cleave, of course. Alright, hit their hand. What else do we get? I think we have to take out one of the Fervent Champions. Let's just take out the one that this is on. We could take out the Robber to prevent the Elspeth Conqueror's death. But they can't, I guess they could equip to this, but they can't really attack with it with the Yorion there. And it still makes them top deck a land and give up their Annex if they were going to play that. That's rough. That is rough, but they don't attack. They don't attack, so you're telling me there's a chance. We can exile the Fervent Champion. We can also plus the Kaya to gain some life. I think we exile the champion. We just need to take resources away from them.
Shuffling me off my mortal coil.
Then, yeah, I do think we try to draw 3 here. Rat. Rat's not ideal, but we need blockers. It's coming down to top decks. We have to do better than we're doing. Torbrand's gonna suit up. I think we hold you back because we can pump you in the future. So this is 5-10. We could just take it and give ourselves one more turn to draw out of this, but we have a Treacherous Blessing. So that's not good. That Elspeth Conqueror's Death is looming large. Yeah, let's absorb 5 of it, I think. Wow! So you're telling me there's a chance. Let's gain some life.
You beat me this time. Bravo.
Any reason to attack? I can't think of one. Fenlurker hit this card. Definitely need 3 new cards. We'll reset the Kaya. Well, it comes in with 3, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so with the Blessing gone, we'll play another Fenlurker, just have the body. We could have held up mana, hoping for like some kind of instant speed removal. We hit the Bone Crusher, that's good. Another Fenlurker is unnecessary. No attacks. 3 life. Let's target the Robber of the Rich. 3 land? No! No! Not like this. Prince wants to rumble. I have to do this again. That absorbs 5. I guess we'll go here. Try to keep 1 Fenlurker that we can pump for the future. No! Oh my gosh. Let's thin the deck. 4 straight lands at the crucial moment. Was that an ECD on top? Rip. Are you kidding me right now?
Good for you. I'll be back.
1, 2 pumps. That's not much. This is so tragic. This is so tragic. For frickin' life. Doom Foretold? Does it do anything? It does. They either have to give up the Torbrand or the Embercleave. Submit 1. We might want to gain 2 life next turn as well.
This time.
In the deck. I think they have another Embercleave in hand though. If they do, it's over. What else would, like, yeah, because what else would be in their hand, right? It's another Embercleave. Oh my gosh, they're attacking Kaya. It's not another Embercleave. It's just a land. Wow, that was a tense game. On the draw again. So far, we've lost a lot of, like the games I've lost today, it's being on the draw, so I'm starting to get very cynical, but I will try to get over it. Fenlurker might line up well here against Gutterbones if nothing too badly happens. I think the opponent has a Black Lance Paragon, and that this is the mono black list that's been running around. Fenlurker's pretty good against them. Omen is pretty good against them. So maybe we have a good matchup for a change. Paragon, Paragon. So, do you have a removal? Are you going to attack? Yeah. They roll one way and one way only. They don't have the Regisaur or the Spawn. I assume they had a Spawn of Mayhem to make that attack, but apparently not. Apparently. Like a parrot. Here we can Omen of the Sun. We can also tag Knight of the Ebon Legion if they pump it. I think the Omen of the Sun is better. If they spend their turn pumping Knight of the Ebon Legion to do a little extra damage, I'm pretty happy. So we'll just make this block and kind of tempt them into pumping the Knight to grow it, and then eliminate. Takes that back for the most part. Then next turn we can also block the Scorpion if we want to keep the opponent from getting back Gutterbones. I am a land drawing machine. Absolute machine. I'll get another swamp because we have the castle. There might be sequences where we need a lot of swamps to do what we want to do. Alright, block here, prevent the opponent from hitting me, see if they pump. It's a weird looking block, so they probably won't pump. Eliminate. So they don't get their gutter bones back and they pass the turn. So what's your hand? It's not removal spells. Probably not Demonic Embrace, although they could be slow rolling that. I wouldn't. I don't know what their hand is. Maybe another color. Maybe this is Rakdos. Weird. Let's gain some life. I think we also get the Yorion now. I think that's better than playing the Omen. Okay, they have another Paragon, sure. If they attack here, we get to eat the Scorpion. Alright. They've seen enough magic. There's Solemn. I was starting to forget about you. We'll give it a try. I'm worried about the tap lands. But maybe it will be fine. Considering how this deck floods, pretty sure we can find our way through it. That Omen can go for now. We really just need to make sure our 4th land shows up on time, and then everything should be okay. And we got to be on the play. Our opponent with a Knight of the Ebon Legion to start the game. Let's play a Charming Prince and try to scry to those lands. It also cuts off the Knight. Is Doom a card I want? I don't know. I guess so? It can't be too bad. Mono black again, possibly. There was a tweet that mono black got #1 on the ladder. If the opponent's going to Blacklands Paragon this, I still gladly make this trade because the Burglar Rat's good against the Paragon. I don't like that trade from the opponent. If I were in their shoes, I would not make that trade. Drop off a card, please. Swamp discarded. Now we'll find out if the opponent has the Demonic Embrace ready to go. Regisaur. Alright, it's on. So, if they embrace this, then Doom Foretold, they can sacrifice the Embrace. That's really bad for us. If I Oath away the Blacklands Paragon and they don't have the Embrace, I have this block and then I have Doom Foretold. Am I better off though with the Solemn? Just increasing my options? I could also play the Doom Foretold now, but if the opponent removes my rat with a removal spell, then it doesn't hit the Regisaur. So I think we go after the Paragon here with the Oath. It also keeps the clock shorter for the opponent with the Regisaur. And the more discards they have to make, the worse things get for them as far as having the right answer to what I'm going to play. That's really good though. Like, that's broken. That's messed up. Rankle's a good Magic card, everybody. They want to discard. Alright, so we're both empty-handed. Let's play the Doom. Hope it carries us here. They have to give up Rankle or the Regisaur. They choose the Rankle. Alright. Down to 13. We've kept our life total fine, but that Gutter Bones is brutal. Yeah, we needed them to whiff. Blessing, though. Do we play the Blessing? Or do we play the Solemn? If we draw into a way to get rid of the Gutter Bones, we're in really good shape. Right now they don't for sure have a way to remove the Solemn, so this is an extra card, but if we block with it, then the Doom Foretold dies. So for that reason, it's the Blessing. And we draw a rat. That's a blocker. And we scry. That's a Solemn. I don't feel like another Solemn is the way. It is not the way. So opponent gives up the Gutter Bones. Now we have to keep from taking damage so they can't get it back. And they have to whiff. They whiff. They get another draw with the castle. But I don't think it will be good enough. Happy Rat jumps in front. Give up the Blessing. Draw ECD? We could save it. We know Doom is going to eat this. I think we save it. We'll see if that's a mistake or not. Grab another white. We have a white castle. Get me Yorion. Regisaur says discard your card. It also they also lose it to the Doom Foretold. No action from the opponent now. They're at 20 cards with nothing going on. Card off the top. We have to give up Solemn. But then Doom is gone and we get their last card. So we don't have anything to flicker with our Yorion. Oh, we get that. We're fine. We're good here. Another Blessing for 3 more cards. A Yorion to reload. It's going to be full hand of 7 cards versus the opponent's about to be nothing. And they're having a think. What do they have? Grasp of Darkness, perhaps? Maybe a Paragon? Wow. Shuffler's fine. That was epic. An epic trio of planes there. Keep in mind, we just fetched one with Fabled Passage that turn. Give up the Blessing. The Blessing was not meant to be given up. I shouldn't amuse these planes by playing them after showing up this way, but I suppose I will. 3 more land. How does this happen? What the heck is this? Alright, I'm gonna get an ECD ticking. Because otherwise I'll have to discard anyway. I know, and I'm winning. Like, I don't have anything I should be able to complain about here, but come on, that's just, what do you call that? You call that special. That's special. Opponent goes for an Embrace from hand, 4/3. We can exile the Embrace. The opponent gets to keep the Knight of the Ebon Legion. Here's what we'll do. We'll attack with both. If the opponent blocks either one, exiling the Embrace kills the Knight. Like if they block the 2/2. And they take the block. Any more land in this deck that I can go get? Alright, plenty to go. Everything's fine. So we play this, exile the Demonic Embrace. The Knight now is dead, because the Embrace was keeping it alive. And outside of that, I could flicker the Blessing and draw 3 more cards. My opponent's at 7. Let's just play a... Yeah, they're done. They're done. And we are back for the post-game wrap-up, and this was an interesting video to make because There were a lot of games that I didn't put in the video, I'll just tell you about their existence, where the opponent just played cards on turns 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I played like a rat and a treacherous blessing and drew 3 land, which was definitely a theme, and a solemn, and I died because my cards were freaking weak. So I think this deck is underpowered. It's very fun when it's rolling, and when it's on the play, it can actually keep up. On the draw, it's just a weak deck. And so I think what it needs most are Planeswalkers. And I know that you're sick of Teferi and Narset maybe, but like they make a huge difference in this style of deck because it's just something the opponent has to deal with, as opposed to all these cards, which the opponent mostly ignores, and Treacherous Blessing basically helps them kill their thing. So, Esper. I want to try Esper Doom at some point in the future, and I can't give a high recommendation to Black-White Yorion Doom. We failed to rank up today. We got within, I think it was 1 or 2 wins, and then deranked all the way back down to the bottom. So, for the Cool Kids Club who stays to the whole video, this is not what I would recommend to play unless you can significantly improve it. It needs more power. It really does. Basilica Bellhaunt is a card I tested that was terrible. The mana is already pretty hard to make work and keep effective. Treacherous Blessing is good as long as the opponent isn't crushing you, but there's too much aggro in best of 1, so this card is a failure in this format. But without it, you just don't have the gas. So you need a Narset. You need a Teferi. So maybe Esper Doom. At some point, I'll play that in the future. Not giving a good recommendation to Yorion Doom, unless you can fix the problem that I talked about. It's too weak. The cards in the deck are too weak. And you're not going to fix that with 5-drops. Like, your 3s and your 4s have to do a lot better. Like, a ton better. But I would like to thank you for watching this whole video and being part of the Cool Kids Club. Thank you very, very much. Shout out to all of you. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.